And welcome to the Long Ball Forward World Cup edition, where we will bring you the latest events from the 2018 Russian World Cup. England are bringing it home with Croatia probably going to turn up second. I'm Daniel and this is Oman. This is the Long Ball Forward. You right?
Oh, I'm good, mate. Good intro.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What
I thought it was good.
What would you have done?
I don't know. What are we going to talk about today, mate? She actually introduced the podcast and what we're going to do, or?
I think England's lost to Belgium.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm up for doing that. If you want to, we can talk about that.
Uruguay going through alongside France.
Yeah. I didn't see the France game. I wish I would have, because bit of a thriller.
I tell you what, I didn't watch any of it. I spent a lot of my day watching Unsolved Mysteries. So I've been watching a lot of things about like paranormal activity and watched a good documentary about Jack the Ripper.
Did you just try and get convinced about stuff that you know it's not true? I have gone down the flat Earth hole just to see what people have got to say about it, and it is ridiculous. But
I watched quite a few alien stuff. Well, wait, this all started. I was watching things about like Tupac and Biggie. I thought there was lots of conspiracy about that. I was like, oh well, ends up going down into aliens. It's not that.
Right.
That's
it's quite a big jump, but yeah.
But like conspiracy theories to aliens isn't a big jump.
No, you're right.
And then it went from aliens to ghosts, and then ghosts to like like unsolved murder mysteries. And,
all right.
Like it's been good.
Yeah.
It's been a really enjoyable day.
What? Go on. Can you give us one? Just sum one up quick, because I'm interested now. What's the deal with aliens?
You definitely.
It's unsolved.
It's whether we've been visited. I think a lot of people probably say there's a very good chance that there is extraterrestrial life.
Yeah.
It's whether we've been visited on Earth.
Right.
And I don't know where I stand on it.
Really?
I listened
You
to.
don't know whether we have or haven't.
I listened to I watched something about have you heard of the Roswell crash?
Yes.
And everything in my body, right, tells me, it's nothing. When there's like hundreds of people who said that they've seen a very similar, and they gave a very similar description to an alien.
Yeah, nice.
I don't know how you justify it. No, honestly, right, let's change it, right?
Yeah. They've done you, haven't they? Wow, I can't believe it.
200 people.
I cannot believe it.
Give similar sort of details about a murder.
Uh-huh.
But there's no weapon, there's no other evidence.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do about that?
I just don't even know what question that. What are you asking me?
200 witnesses to a murder.
Right.
But there's no other evidence apart from these 200 witnesses.
Yeah.
Is that enough to say it's true? Because in this case, that would be enough to say that aliens visited Earth. I mean, it's that is what the documentary posed. It was that exact question.
Right, but 200 people didn't witness a murder, did they?
No, but they had hundreds of people who witnessed this Roswell crash or gave details about what the aliens looked like. If you was to say 200 people witnessed a murder, and that was the only evidence you went by.
But that's not an argument. It's like, I saw a murder, but where's the body? There isn't a body. But who murdered him? There wasn't a murderer. Right, where's the weapon they used? There isn't one. Like, yeah, good one.
But if you...
Brilliant. Like, my mate saw it as well. Like, did he?
No, but
who else has seen it? Like, I have as well. Like, right.
If you gave...
Brilliant.
If you gave observations that were clear and that matched with everyone else's observations...
What did he look like? He had 2 legs... And he was like just a little. He was like, I don't know, like 5'8", maybe 6'2". Like, wow, everyone said he was that tall.
Actually, aliens
wow.
are swan.
So
4 foot apparently.
I can't believe they've done you. With just those ridiculous things those people do as well.
No,
like,
no.
What happened if 300 people saw a murder, but there was no evidence? What would you do then? But that's not the question, is it?
No, but
you're asking
that's
whether there are aliens that have visited the planet.
Because a lot of people are going to discredit people saying, let's say it was 200 people, right?
Yeah.
So that they saw and they've given descriptions about these aliens, right? And they've all matched these descriptions, right?
Mm.
If somebody did that with a murder and they did exactly the same, they gave descriptions and they all matched, well, similarly matched. And because a murder is way more common and we understand it to be truth.
You're probably going to get in more trouble for claiming that you've seen a murder that hasn't happened, though.
But you are probably going to believe the people in the
People
instance.
don't do that, though, do they? Just claim to a murder. What's the point?
No.
You claim to have seen an alien. That's like, that gets you in a newspaper.
But if you are a witness to a murder...
It's completely different. Completely different.
What the documentary is saying is...
But it's just a pointless thing to back up nothing.
No, it's just saying... It wasn't... The people who did this were skeptics, right? And they were saying, right, we don't believe in it, but we're going to go through the evidence anyway and just see what it is. And they posed that question saying 200 people gave similar descriptions of these aliens, right?
It's just...
And then it's like...
How far apart?
Are you going to discredit these...
How far apart did they give...
I think it was like pretty... On
all the same day. They all went and knocked it. They all found them.
200 different police stations across America.
Yeah, and they just all
did it at the same time.
At the same time. Yeah, impressive. There's no chance they heard anyone else speaking about it. But yeah, there you go.
How have you spent your day then? Is it interesting as that?
Well, I played some golf.
So no.
Met up with some friends.
Equally no.
And tried to watch some World Cup, but fell asleep. That was what my day consisted. And then I came here.
You didn't watch about Jack the Ripper?
I haven't watched anything about Jack the Ripper today.
Pulling out the insides of young women in East
No,
London.
I haven't.
Anyway, we should probably talk about cricket and what's been going on in the last couple of weeks. We've been off.
Yeah. Apologies, really, because it's been quite a big gap. Maybe the biggest.
Yeah, I've been... Well, I don't mind having this on my back, you know.
What does that mean?
So, like, I don't... Normally, you don't normally text... Like, when an England game's on, you don't normally text me. I normally text you, right?
For what?
To say, let's do a podcast.
Don't know if that's true.
I think... Well, you didn't text me. You text me, like... The last episode, the podcast has fallen to shit. But, like...
I usually text you asking if you're free to do one.
Yeah, but on, like, a weekend.
Right, when you'd be free.
But, like, for the midweek games, it's normally I text you. But I've been really busy with work. But now I'm unemployed, so...
It didn't work out.
The fact that I've been mistreating the podcast hasn't worked out, really. So I'm now a full-time YouTuber.
There you go. Well done, mate. They'll count it as hard work when we start making loads of money. But until then, it won't be considered hard work.
So England versus Australia. We've missed so many games. We're just going to talk about... England winning and Australia losing.
Yeah, nice.
What have you enjoyed so far? Go on, what have you taken out of the last couple of weeks with England just continuing to win?
I find what confuses me is how I don't know whether we're obviously really good at ODIs, right?
And T20 cricket, well, it looks like.
But I don't know the state of Australian cricket at the moment.
It's not good.
Because they haven't had time to recover, have they, from their best players
Steve Smith's now playing in
he got
Canada.
His 50 or something in Canada, didn't he?
Canada.
So I don't know like how strong Australia are. I can't imagine they're that feeling that good about their side.
Well, their team isn't terrible.
No.
Finch, Head, Stoinis, Marsh, Payne. Nathan Lyons played. Stan Lake has played. These aren't terrible players.
Stanley.
Very good pace bowler. They're not bad players. Actually, they're pretty good players.
So,
especially the batting line.
Yeah, listen, I think England are very good, and they set some ridiculous record for breaking their own record for a high score.
Mm-hmm.
What did they end up getting? It was something monstrous.
460, 470.
That's just getting getting close to 10 runs and over. It's for 50 overs.
It was
crazy.
Could have been the first time England ever, or any teams, got to 500. This was obviously that game was obviously the biggest ODI score of. I think I've got it here now. 481 for 6.
That is,
and that was the biggest ever win Australia has ever lost by. I think so. The biggest ever run margin and biggest ever win for England, I believe.
Absolutely bonkers.
Any standout England players for you the last couple of weeks?
I like Butler.
Yeah, it's scored 100 in the last game, I think, and he's done well in the T20s.
And he's doing well in Test matches.
Yeah, he's a bit of an anomaly, isn't he? Like, people will talk about how the T20 format and the IPL and tournaments like that isn't very good preparation.
I think he is just a massive confidence player, more than most people. Obviously, everyone does better when they're confident. I think if he gets too bogged down and stuff, it really affects the way he plays. Whereas other people can sort of, like when Cookie's in bad form and stuff, you don't feel like he's ever beaten himself up. Like he can grind through and still get something. Whereas I feel like Butler needs to have piles of confidence, and he's just killing it at the moment. He's playing so well, and he doesn't seem like he's doing like too smashy.
No, he feels like he's very comfortable.
He's batting properly.
He doesn't feel like he's.
Yeah, he's not trying too hard.
Yeah, he's not trying to hit it too hard, is it? He. This would be probably the best form he's ever been in.
Yeah,
and he's been able to do it across Test matches, ODIs, and T20 cricket in the last 3 or 4 weeks. So
it's been majorly impressive.
There's not much else you can ask for, really, is there?
The confusing thing for me is we've won 5-0.
Yeah,
we're obviously fantastic at ODIs, and we cannot convert this form or this confidence into Test match cricket. And I know there's a lot of different players, like a lot, but we just don't carry the same aura or belief that I think the shorter format sides do.
I think that's a problem with the management. I think it's a problem with what's going on upstairs rather than anything else. I've said it before.
As in, what you think that they're? I don't know how can you? What do you think's going on? You think they're just?
They don't feel like. I think Trevor Bayliss is a one-day coach. Trevor Bayliss has done brilliantly with a one-day format. He brought in him and Owen Morgan have done a fantastic job. He's just not up for. He's not up for the.
It is
tests.
weird that there's they don't change coaches for the format.
I'm not going to argue with his ODI stuff. He has got a team mentality of winning. He's got the right players, and in Test matches, it's quite the opposite.
Yeah.
Okay, the players might be there or thereabouts, but we have seen some ridiculous selection choices. We have seen some really players that shouldn't have been put in to a particular position, particular lineup, they shouldn't be wearing England's shirt. And I just think it's up top rather than the players. I think it was players for too long, and now they need to take responsibility. But it's up top, and I want this podcast to focus on white ball cricket. I think that's what I want to leave it with the ODI, with the red ball stuff. Selection issue though. when Stokes comes back in, who's going to miss out?
It's very difficult to put him to. He nearly needs shoehorning in. What's interesting is with the what are you doing?
My hay fever's real bad. I've been rubbing my nose. My own fault, really. That's just like heroin, though, isn't it? Rubbing your nose when you got hay fever is like a buzz.
I think it's my eyes. It's my. Oh, here we go. Oh. Why does he have to be back in this team?
Well, that one of the questions I was going to ask. I do think it.
What about that guy batting all the way down there?
Who's that?
Rooty.
You take Joe Root out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would that be controversial?
Well,
he's not the captain, so.
Excuse me. Joe Root isn't a power hitter. I do think.
Who would you rather have batting ODI?
Joe Root or Stokes?
Yeah.
Root.
Oh, so that's a no from you then.
No, I don't want to see Joe Root. Not yet, anyway. I think I'm hoping Joe Root will be able to find some form and, well, not find form, but make big scores in whatever format, and that will be a bit of a kick along for him. It's difficult because I do think Stokes offers better balance to the team. I mean that by having 6 bowlers, so you've got an option.
Who do you want out then? I think Root's your man, you know.
Owen Morgan has made a few runs in this.
He hasn't.
Not massive.
Morgan
runs.
you're getting rid of. If he's not captain, he is Gonski.
But he has made better runs than we've seen of late in this series against Australia. Just gone. It's probably still Hales, just. But you know what? It's only just. I think Hales is probably on.
Why are you getting rid of Hales and not Root? What are you going off with that?
Root's a better batsman.
And the ODI.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is a really good shout, and I've never thought of it like this way. But
you're a stats man. The Hales is batting just. I mean, it's not even close. There's no competition. If you're going on form and numbers of recently, it's not even close.
No, that's true. Butler,
you're going off. You're going off Root like his previous class that he has shown, and hoping that it comes back. But it's been a long time now.
Do you think they'll try and? Sorry for cutting up there. Do you think they'll try and shoehorn Stokes in by taking out a bowler and keeping 5 bowlers in there? Having Stokes as well. Stokes obviously something in the field, which I know most England players do now.
Any international player should.
He offers you something with a ball and the bat, and if he bats down, I don't know, 6.
It's
7?
stacked. The ODI batting is stacked.
Yeah, it's stacked. Yeah, maybe he'll have to bat 7, or yeah.
Do you need him there? If we get rid of Root, you can shove him somewhere. You can get him up there.
Giving Root a break wouldn't be a bad option, actually. If that is,
can we? What would be wrong with that? You go. We want you to be performing in Test matches. You're the Test match captain. You've obviously got something you need to work on because he hasn't got 100 for however long.
Mentality, though.
Yeah,
but technique.
But it's confidence.
Does the white ball cricket give him that?
No, not when you're not doing well in it, and it's just something extra that he's got to go and do. Why not take a break from it? Take a break. Have a break. It's not like they're struggling. It's not like he's the linchpin and he's carrying the team. Take a break. Stokes goes back in for him, and Root can try and sort out his ODI, sort out his Test match stuff.
Yeah, it's not.
See if that works for him.
I wouldn't say that's the.
I think if you're going on form,
worst option.
That's the way I'd fit him back in.
So then, where does Stokes bat? So I personally think Root needs to be in there. If I'm honest, I think Root bats 3, Hales out the team. but that's really harsh, and I know it's really harsh. Where does Stokes bat then? And who bats for if there's no Root? Do you put Morgan up there, or do you put Butler, or what?
Put Morgan 4.
Yeah. Butler 5?
Yeah, Butler 5,
Stokes
Stokes 6. Yeah. Yeah. And I feel you're only gaining. You're not losing anything anyway. You're not losing anything.
Do you think there's much anywhere that England could potentially improve on? We've obviously seen them win the last 6 games with a white ball. Do you think there's anything they can improve on? Their chasing's been very good. The runs they put on the board has been fantastic.
It's hard, isn't it? I mean, probably not. All you're going to do is take, something that's all right that other things cover for, and try and bring in something brilliant.
I did think early on in the series that we were confused about who should finish a game.
I don't know. I think that's something that you kind of you get weird about with that. When you spoke about it before, it didn't make sense to me.
Well, I think that in that team, people rely on the idea that they can get out and someone else will come and do it. But surely that the buck has to lie with someone.
Well, everyone's doing well.
But then we've seen in this series that the first 2 games.
When you play aggressive and you're scoring that many runs and going that hard,
yeah,
you're going to get out. That's how you end up getting those massive scores.
If you're chasing a game like England were doing those first couple of ODIs,
yeah,
we covered,
which we won.
Yeah, that was because we've got players like, that we only won that because we had a player like David Willey down the back end of the order.
There you go.
But David Willey shouldn't be counted on as a finisher. There needs to be finishing in the game. That is what ODI cricket. That is a role that ODI cricket teams have to have. And I do feel like
you want people in the top 4 to be there at the end.
I'm not saying people in the top 4 now.
So where are your finishers? Like
I'm saying
6,
Morgan
7,
should
and
be
8.
a finisher. Butler should be a finisher. Moeen should be a finisher. But we've seen all 3 of those in those first couple of games give their wickets away in kind of crazy, especially Moeen Ali. I don't mind Butler going, but then there needs to be someone needs to understand. Right, we'll knock it around. I'll finish the game rather than get out slugging it on the boundary. I think that is something I would like to see improve in English cricket.
I think that would be a dangerous thing to implement
But
when they're in such good form.
But if you're trying to chase down the game and you're 6 or 7 wickets down, and the only way Australia are going to win this game is by bowling you out, and you give your wicket away, then I don't understand why talking about finishers is dangerous. That's a very positive thing to think about. Who's going to win you the game? Who's going to stay there at the end? Recognised batsman. Who is going to stay there at the end?
But it's just completely dependent on each game.
And the batting position.
But I mean, it just goes by each situation, doesn't it?
But
you don't have people in there to finish, do you?
Yes.
So what batting position? How are you going to guess that before a game? What batting position?
No, I think you're missing out on the point here. Players like Morgan, Butler, and Moeen are very good finishers. They should have the responsibility to finish games. They're in that batting order. They fall into that batting order in finishing positions. They should not be relying on batsmen lower down them, and they should not go in there thinking that if it's 40 from 55 balls, I'll slug it up in the air. You knock it around. That is the simple fact. That's what ODI cricket is always been about. You have select roles, like the opening batsman go at hell for leather. The lower order, middle order batsmen are finishers. And especially with the skill sets of Morgan, Butler and Moeen.
You don't, what you're saying, you don't think they're reading situations very well?
No.
Interesting.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Even though they've won every game.
But they haven't won every game through their finishing, have they? The first 2 games, they snuck across the line. They had a massive win.
Right.
And then they've stuck across the line with that 1 wicket win, and then they won by 9 wickets. Butler in that 1 wicket win, 110. He finished the game, but Moeen Ali didn't. Morgan wasn't there. They are relying on the likes of Rashid to score 10, 15, 20 runs.
Is that not why we're doing so well? It's because it just bats so deep.
But you shouldn't have to rely on... I don't want to call them tail enders, but they are in the batting order. You know, we shouldn't be relying on Sam Curran to score the winning runs. That's a dangerous game to play. And maybe in a World Cup situation or a big trophy situation like the ICC Champions Trophy, relying on tail enders, the pressure won't get too much. And we might not be able to pick up a championship like that.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
That's the only thing I can see. I think the spinners have been brilliant, and
it's weird that Moens does well in the ODIs, isn't it?
He's a really good ODI bowler.
Yeah, I don't know what he's got that means he is. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what he brings.
Yeah,
it's very bizarre.
I can see what Rashid brings. I can see why he's an ODI bowler, not a 4-day bowler or a 5-day bowler. I can see exactly what he does.
I think the reason he does well is because he doesn't have a stock ball.
No, he doesn't.
Then, if you don't, you can't be a test match bowler if you don't have a stock ball.
And also, yeah, if you're a test match bowler, a test match batsman, and you're watching somebody bowl 3 or 4 different balls in and over, you know that the accuracy can't be as good as just bowling the one ball. So you can just wait for a bad shot. But in ODI format, you're coming at Adil Rashid.
Yeah. And I think he's just got more. He's just more confident, isn't he, in the ODI format?
Yeah.
And you can just have more of a go at the different variations that he's got.
Plunkett's had a good series. Always seems to pick up wickets. I've actually been quite impressed when David Willey has played. I'm not necessarily the biggest Willey fan, but I do think he's actually made contributions with both bat and ball this series.
He's a weird one. It's like I don't.
Strange because you normally like Willey.
No, I don't.
You like a good Willey, yeah.
No, you just said you're a massive fan of Willey. That's what you just said.
You said that you love Willey.
You said that you usually pick Willey. You said if you get the choice between 2, you go for Willey.
I got nothing wrong with that. I like Willey. Anyway, I think we'll have a little look at the Australian players and just see, before we end this podcast, where they can go and improve on and the players that they've got.
Let's do it.
Is that long?
Do you want to do it, mate? You said we'd do it.
Finch and Head. I think they're good openers. We saw Finch move down the order at one point. Which
people know I'm a fan of the Finchy.
A bad idea. They don't have. I don't think they have another. Marsh is good, and so is Stoinis, but they need somebody. What's that Maverick player they've got called? Maxwell. Hey. He needs to find form and become consistent, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Because a good Maxwell on that team will make a lot of difference.
I'm not sure about their sort of middle lower order.
Yeah, Payne's not great.
I'm a fan of Payne, to be honest.
But I don't think he's like a top quality player who's going to score you 100.
No, I think he needs to be a lower order batsman for a wiki. Like nearly an 8.
Yeah.
That sort of...
Yeah.
But he's not...
I think imagine having Steve Smith.
It's nearly that, isn't it? It's nearly that higher middle order. Feels like it should just be 1 or 2 positions down. Isn't it? Doesn't it, though? But that's the problem they're having.
David Warner and Steve Smith are big shoes to fill, granted.
Because you've got an opener in your number 3, and that's massive.
And I think Finch and Head are good. And if you had Finch or Head lower...
Head's weird that he opens.
Yeah, maybe if you had Head lower down and Warner there and then Steve Smith 3, that looks a hell of a lot better for the team. The bowlers, we've seen Nathan Lyon bowl, we've seen Agar bowl. I haven't,
Agar's I don't know about Agar.
The spinners have been... I do like Stan Lake, and I do think.
Do you think they go for 2 spinners because we have 2 spinners and it works?
No.
Or that's just an ODI?
That's just that for that game.
Because
They don't normally
by
line up.
Lyon and Agar, I would by Rashid and Ali, I wouldn't say we do, but they don't feel like 2 spinners.
Well, England normally line up 2 spinners. Australia, it's quite rare for them.
Yeah.
But England do normally line up. Richardson, I liked his haircut, quite long hair, but that was about it, really. I felt like Australia.
Run out Mo. Fair play.
I feel like Australia have been a team that.
To be fair,
find it hard to win.
Yeah, but they're
get into that consistency of winning.
They're doing well for the situation they're in.
Well, they're turning up.
Yeah, but they only it could have easily nicked a few, couldn't they?
Yeah,
they could have nicked a couple, easy. It's just that little difference, isn't it?
Well, I think this team will need to learn how to win.
Yeah, I mean it's early doors.
Obviously, Justin
such a
Langer is there
massive hit.
now, and I'm a big Justin Langer fan.
Yeah, that I would quite like him to be our test match coach, to be quite honest. Who would you, if you could pick the England coach, who would you want? Obviously, I'm not going off like credentials and all that. You're just picking.
I like Gillespie.
You like Gillespie? He's got a lot of experience.
I think Ricky Ponting might be nice.
Ricky Ponting, that would be really interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That would be just for the mentality.
I quite like Graham Thorpe as the batting coach. Maybe he could, whether he could take the responsibility of the whole team.
Ricky Ponting, imagine that.
I think Ricky Ponting could be good. I like Justin Langer. I think that's a really good appointment from Australia.
Do you want an old England player? Or not really?
Well, I was thinking...
like Gareth Southgate, Justin Langer doing it for Australia. So, do we need one of our own?
No.
No?
Well, you saying a team from 2005? Player from 2005?
I'm just saying, just to change it up.
Strauss was probably in the running.
He's a big dog, though, isn't he?
He's got his own job, hasn't he?
He's a big dog.
Colley?
No.
I
don't want Collingwood.
There's no one else.
No?
Well, can you think of anyone?
What's Tresco doing these days?
England selector.
Yes,
or is he scout or something?
Yeah.
Also, I don't know. I don't think Tresco's got the.
I don't think anyone stands out really. To be honest,
Peter Moores is probably begging.
You've got
for
me excited
go,
now.
That's a third go.
You got me excited about Ricky. I mean, it's never going to happen.
Well, he plays. He's in the Australian team now, isn't he? He just coaching with Langer, I think.
How annoyed would you be if Shane Warne got it?
You can't give that man a job. not because of anything, because he's Australian or anything. That man would be bad at it.
You reckon?
Yeah. He's a player. He's someone to have around the team, but not in charge.
It would be like having KP in charge.
It would be like somebody. I just don't know if he's up for the job.
No, I know.
Do you think you have to be a captain before being a coach?
No.
No?
No. No, I don't.
See any of the current England team becoming
coaches? I think... Oh, it's difficult, isn't it? I could see Cookie being one.
Yeah.
I could see Cookie being one. But again, he would have to be more test match base. I feel like the more we talk about it, the more it doesn't make sense that there's one coach.
No, it doesn't.
It's really weird.
The same Paul Farbrace will take over in 2019 from... Because obviously Trevor Bayliss is understudy at the moment. I think change is what's needed. I think make it now. But I think just to end on, England will play India.
Looking forward to a bit of test match cricket.
After however many T20s you've got to play against Australia. How do you see that going, white ball and red ball?
I worry about the red ball.
Home conditions?
It's still just the batting worries me.
Okay, and what about with the white ball?
With the white ball, I'm excited to see if we can give India a hammering as well. That would be so good if we just smash them as well. That's just like... You then start getting an aura about you then. Then the people are spooked before they play you then. We smash Australia 5-0 and then we don't lose against India either.
We're the best white ball team out there.
It's,
at the moment.
yeah, you can't really argue with that. I don't think.
I think that
It's
having
kinda nice,
India
isn't it?
come over, will
It's a good
will
test.
just show that.
I hope so.
I do. I think we'll beat India. Do you think there's problems with the red ball cricket and there's problems with the mentality or whatever, the team around that? But I do think just purely white ball, if there was a World Cup tomorrow, we would be favourites.
I'd like us to compete with India in the red ball.
I think
We
we will.
got battered so hard in India. I mean, it was like boys versus men. It was embarrassing. I just hope we compete. Like,
And if we don't, we'll forget about it and just smash them with a white ball. Right, I think we'll
mate, we should plug the.
yeah, we'll call it a day. Well, it's a surprise, isn't it?
Oh, sorry.
So something new coming to the channel this week. Depending on
You've got quite a lot of stuff to do.
why don't you do some of it?
Oh, I can do.
You don't know what you're doing.
Right, there you go.
When are you going to start pulling
Well,
your weight
mate,
on this podcast?
Yeah, okay.
Go on.
What?
Just tell me how you're pulling your weight.
What, the travel?
Travel.
Yeah, what do you do? Just click a thing so it uploads.
I do
That
everything.
is difficult.
I do
You're
everything.
right. That is difficult.
I do everything.
That is difficult.
This is
It's very
I
hard.
made a studio
You're
here.
right.
I put those like those egg box things on the walls. So
You haven't put any egg boxes up. There are no egg boxes anywhere.
I've
What?
I had to buy rugs and like paintings and
Rugs and paintings.
like blinds to
There isn't a rug in here.
improve the
It's
sound.
hard floor.
It's not
There's a
lot.
cup. There's a cup. There are no paintings. There's a picture you took and blew up, and that's not even up. That's just standing against the wall.
I've 178 subscribers.
I feel like
If
you're.
I was to make a Splinter
like,
channel, they would come with me.
I feel like you're digging a hole for yourself here.
If I was to make a Splinter channel,
If you were to make a Splinter channel,
they would come with me.
yeah. What? What are you going to talk? Aliens? You're going to do a conspiracy
I
podcast?
feel like this is what I watched on telly today. I'm my job.
This is what I watched on telly. That sounds like a good name for a podcast.
Actually, it's not
This
bad.
is
Isn't
what
it?
I watched on telly.
Anyway,
That's
well,
mine.
we will call it a day.
Are we going to tell them about the?
Yeah, just keep your eyes peeled on the channel.
Oh, so you're not?
Well, if my editing is really bad and it's not great, then
You're not going to put it out?
No,
Well, they're already excited for it now. So
we're happy to be back podcasting. We will be trying. Well, it's all on you now. If the travel is not too much, I won't have anything. I am unemployed. So whenever England play next, is it tomorrow? Probably won't cover that game. But whenever England, yeah, I'm down.
you're not making much sense. I'll tell you what I would like. The comments are slowed down. But that's because we're not putting any
I'll tell you
content
what.
out.
We haven't uploaded a
Some
podcast in
more-
4 weeks. We are obviously grateful for you guys, and you guys are very patient for when we.
We do tend to do this every now and then.
But it's like I said, it's now the rest of the summer. This is my responsibility.
There you go.
I've been Dave. You've been Owen.
It's
And
true.
you guys at Owen have been brilliant.
As usual, really.
Someone power tripped against me the other day.
Yeah?
I wanted to bring this up on the podcast.
Go on.
Like, I can't bear it when people power trip.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know when someone just enjoys tripping on the power? Next
What?
year.
What happened?
I was going to a gig, right?
Fucking hell. Yeah.
And there was confusion over my ticket.
Right.
So basically my ticket got scanned.
Yeah.
And you have to go through a body scanner.
Okay.
And then the bloke said, no, don't go through this body scanner. Go back round and go through the other one.
Yeah.
It was like a 3-second walk.
Okay.
But I come out of the queue and the bloke was like, and the bloke who was scanning the tickets scanned my ticket again and said, oh, you've already been scanned. Have you been in? I was like, no. But the man there just told me to come round. He said, I don't believe you. I said, you what?
Right.
And he's like, I just don't believe you. And he's like, I think you're lying. I don't think this is your ticket. I
Right.
think you're trying to get. And I was like,
What?
how is this going to work? I was like, I bet you there's people at the doors checking tickets as soon as I get in there. He's like, yeah, there is. I was like, what? If someone's passing the ticket through the one they've got in, both of us will be stuffed then because I've got his ticket. He's in there on his own. I can't get in now. He said, no, you have to go around. I was just like,
Sounds like he's doing his job to me.
no, and I was just like,
That sounds perfectly reasonable.
Tripped.
No.
The way he spoke to me as well, it was just like, he's like, no, you're lying.
Yeah, well, that's because you were trying to cheat your way in.
I paid for my ticket.
Bet you didn't.
I did.
Bet you found it.
Someone passed it back to me. That's not it. Anyway, no power tripping on this podcast.
There's
Like,
no
comment,
power.
subscribe.
Yeah.
The reason why we don't power trip, we don't upload.
Comment, really.
If that like,
Did we pick up a subscriber?
Here's a power trip.
Oh, go on.
If that bloke who did have a go at me for the ticket is
Yeah.
a subscriber, unsubscribe. I don't want you.
Oh.
Who
We
wins
don't
now?
want you as a fan.
Literally, that's you. Just go.
Do you look like a cricket fan?
Wore
Careful.
wore a hat back to front
No.
with sunglasses on top of the hat.
Oh, maybe.
Kind of chubby. Look like Plan B.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was he
I feel
performing
like-
later? Well, how was the gig?
Yeah, it was good, but I kind of got sweaty after that. I
Yeah.
was nervous.
Yeah, that's not nice.
I travelled like 2.5 hours to get to this gig.
Did you have like the guilty feeling, even though you knew you were innocent?
And I
Like
was
the one
speaking
you
like...
get when you go through an airport.
I was speaking like... I was,
Your stutter hit you bad.
It was just like... It was coming out like quite like shaky.
Mm.
And then
He probably thought you were nervous.
we got in and I wanted a drink because I felt like I needed one.
Yeah, calm me down.
I already had one. Like with the meal beforehand, and I was like, I'm driving. I don't really want to...
Oh, I see. Right.
Like, you know,
Sounds a bit stressful to me.
would much rather be here with the boys and the fans.
Yeah.
You're not fans, you're friends.
Can you stop it?
Like, comment, subscribe.